Only a useless man abandons his children for a woman to raise. We are done making excuses for useless fathers. You are a useless man. Because some of you would leave the children that you created with their mothers, move to a new woman who already has kids abandoned by their fathers, and you start playing a stepfather. You start taking care of those children. What happened to your kids? What happened to the children you created? What happened? Oh, their mother doesn't allow me to see them. Go to court. Go to court. Go and fight for your visitation. Fight for custody of your children. You are a useless father.
I don't know why she concentrated so much on the father whom she believed didn't fight to see his child, when the other parent is the reason this process is difficult. Her main focus should be on the person who made it challenging, not on those who are on the other side. Maybe she forgot visitation should be made easy. Both parents should do what's best for their children, which includes allowing each other to spend time with them.
An irresponsible father. Hence, you have allowed women to raise your sons and your daughters. That's what it is. And most of you mirror the behaviors of your fathers. Your father was irresponsible as well. And now you are carrying on a legacy of irresponsibility. Y'all have a good day.
Madam, can I ask you a question? Are you in your husband's house? They make that excuse all the time. They will say, I love my peace. Why must he go to court to see his children just because he doesn't want their mom? Why must he fight for his children? So all this while you didn't tell me you know the father of my children. Stepfathers full this comment section.
What happened? Oh, their mother doesn't allow me to see them. Go to court. Go to court. Go and fight for your visitation.
But why? Why does he have to fight to see his child? Shouldn't the mother also be interested in doing what's best for her child? This is the main point she is missing. She believes if he doesn't fight to see his kids, it means he is not a good father. So what would she say about those who make things difficult? He wouldn't have had to fight if the other party had been collaborating, so why is the video about his actions? Based on the energy she displayed on this video, I believe she either went through it, or someone close to her had that experience. Many want to play games even when it comes to matters that concern their child, and they are the first to get mad when the other party refuses to play. Since he didn't call her repeatedly or take her to court to see his child, she was upset and decided to make a video about it. Everyone knows children should have close contact with both parents, and this is what they should take into account before creating a gap between a father and his child. Some guys spent thousands and thousands to have a chance to see their kids, and this is what they didn't have to go through.
So my daughter's father tells me today that for spring break, he's taking our daughter, we have one daughter together, to Disneyland for 5 days. And I guess it was going to be a surprise, or it's going to be a surprise, or was, whatever. So I'm like, awesome, you know, I'm going to go shopping, get her a couple outfits, you know, I'll get her a new bathing suit, da-da-da. I'm thinking about all these things, and then I'm thinking, wait, just her? Because she has 5 other siblings. So I had to ask him, you know, everybody else is invited too, right? And he looked at me like I was crazy and said, no, those aren't my kids.
Why was she shocked by his response? He just stated a fact. They are not his kids, so he shouldn't be responsible for paying for their trip.
We were together for years. You were their stepfather. You're gonna take your daughter to Disneyland and not take her siblings? Do you know how upset that would make them? Not doing it. She's not going unless her siblings can go. Period.
Tell their fathers to take them. His responsibility toward the stepchildren ended when the relationship ended. He's not responsible for kids that aren't his. Why the hell would he take other people's kids to Disney World? Imagine wanting to spend time with your child. Why should your daughter lose out on spending time with her father? The other siblings are not his responsibility. That's very selfish on your behalf. Your daughter shouldn't miss out, and as harsh as it is, he isn't responsible for your other kids. This is the opportunity she should use to contact her other children's father and ask them whether they also want to give their kids a nice holiday. She still didn't understand that he had nothing to do with the children she had with someone else. He is already doing his part by taking care of his, so it's up to her and others to do their part and take care of theirs.
We were together for years. You were their stepfather.
She said it perfectly. He used to. So the new reality changes everything. She should have known that since they are no longer together, he shouldn't be expected to do this much. They have their father, so they are the ones who should pay for it. But soon she will realize that apart from his daughter, he doesn't owe her kids anything. Why should an ex-stepfather spend his hard-earned money to take care of others' responsibilities? Besides this point, I can't imagine their daughter's reaction after realizing that she's going to lose the opportunity to have this experience. She's definitely going to be really disappointed, and this is what her mother should think about.
Right, I understand everyone's got a preference, right? Some people like to date people with children, some people like to date people without, okay? I get it. But I feel when we get to a certain age, can people still have those preferences? For example, say men over 35, can they still have a preference to date a woman that doesn't have kids? Because not all, but most 35 plus women might have children, 1 or 2 or 3 children.
She should do a short survey and ask men in that age range what demographic they are going for. That alone would clarify a lot of her doubts.
Like, we've lived life. We might have a marriage behind us, couple relationships, couple baby daddies. Like, it happens. So is it really fair for a guy in his late 30s to expect to find a woman without children? Or should he kind of take what he's given? What do you think?
Yes, they can. Preference is preference. You don't have to date your age mate. There are men out here at 55 with a preference to date women without kids. 2025 is wild. Yes, they can, but women with a children or a woman with a child can also have the preference to want to date a man that doesn't have any kids. I don't understand her point. There is nothing that can be done when it comes to what each person is attracted to. Everyone wants different things, so we need to accept it and move on.
So is it really fair for a guy in his late 30s to expect to find a woman without children?
That was an interesting question. She is confused because she places the words fair and preference in the same sentence, and this is why she didn't get it. Preference has nothing to do with whether it's right or wrong, and this is why a large percentage of guys goes after a different demographic. Those who have that preference will always prefer that no matter their age, and this is a fact she needs to come to terms with.
So my 11-year-old son is going to go live with his dad full-time. Now, he has been with me primarily since birth. He'll be 11, but for parts of junior high and then his high school life, he's going to go live full-time with his dad. That's always been our agreement. We co-parent well, we don't miss events, we split time, you know what I mean? We do really well together. But there comes a point, I think, in a young man's life that a man needs to teach you how to be a man. I am not a man. I'm never going to be a man. I can try to understand man's role in this world, but I'm not a man. So he's going to go live with his dad. I will get him on the weekends. We will kind of reverse roles. And I think that that's the right path because, again, his father is supposed to teach him how to be a man. And his father is a good man. He's a good man. But the level of flack I get from, honestly, predominantly like other moms are like, you're just going to give up your baby? First of all, he's not a baby anymore. And I'm not giving him up. I'm just allowing his father to do what he's supposed to do, which is teach him how to be a man. And sometimes you got to get out of the way.
Those making those comments don't have a real understanding of what she is doing. This is why they think she is giving up on her son, not knowing that she is placing him in a better position when it comes to his journey to adulthood.
Because I'll be honest, I baby my son. And as a mother, I feel like I should be able to do that. Why? Because he has his dad to balance that out. So I'm going to do what I need to do and get out the way so that his father can teach him how to be a man. I don't understand where the feedback comes, where it's like, oh, you're abandoning him. I can't believe you give up your baby to his father. Yeah, no, I don't get it.
That was a wise decision. She deserves a round of applause for it, as most believe they can do both at the same time. In some cases, fathers struggle to get some sort of visitation, but they don't consider how the absence of their father will affect their child in the future. This is why she displayed a high level of maturity and consideration when she recognized her limitations and understood that sometimes we need to do what we need to, even when we don't like it. It probably wasn't an easy decision, but since she realized that her son would benefit from it, she didn't hesitate, and he was sent straight to his father. This is the mindset that would have helped a lot of young men in this generation. We know a lot of them would have had better outcomes if they had the opportunity to spend more time with their father.